In today's video, we're going to discuss the best action-packed Netflix originals of 2024 that deliver thrilling fight scenes, intense shootouts, and heroes facing impossible odds. If you're craving high-octane action, these films are a must-watch. Let's dive in. Rebel Ridge.
It's gotten out of hand. People getting hurt now.
Rebel Ridge is one of 2024's smartest, most intense action thrillers, and a must-watch for anyone who loves gritty crime stories. Directed by Jeremy Saulnier, this film dives into the murky waters of small-town corruption and abuses of power, following Terry, played Aaron Pierre, a Marine veteran who faces off against a brutal local police force. It's packed with raw tension, building slowly until it erupts in moments of carefully executed action.
He won't out.
Suspect is armed. He goes down. He does not get back up.
But this isn't just a shoot-'em-up thriller. Saulnier turns the lens on the flaws of the justice system itself, revealing how it shields bad actors and oppresses those without power. The film's sharp dialogue, powerful themes, and Pierre's unforgettable performance make Rebel Ridge stand out as a thriller that challenges as much as it entertains. Carry On.
And you're asleep. I guess I woke up.
Carry On is Netflix's top action thriller of 2024, starring Taron Egerton as Ethan, a security officer working on Christmas Eve, the busiest travel day of the year. The story takes a dangerous turn when Jason Bateman's mysterious traveler forces him to let a deadly package slip through. Failure means Nora's life and a toxin unleashed on a plane. With time running out, Ethan must save lives, including his pregnant girlfriend, played by Sophia Carson.
For one life.
You got 10 minutes before everybody in this airport dies.
The trailer builds tension with fast-paced action, both inside the airport and beyond. Bateman delivers a chilling villain performance, while Egerton shines in the second half, embodying a relatable yet exceptional action hero in the vein of Tom Cruise. Carry On is a fast-paced, thrilling ride. The Shadow Strays.
Kita datang untuk menetralisir, bukan untuk menolong atau bernegosiasi. Ini Toto 13.
The Shadow Strays is an Indonesian action film directed by Timo Tjahjanto, delivering thrilling entertainment akin to John Wick and The Equalizer. The story follows 13, a 17-year-old assassin with a mysterious past who works for a secretive organization. Her quiet life is disrupted when she befriends Manji, a boy whose mother is murdered by a violent pimp. 13 soon discovers that the murder is connected to a larger criminal network, which includes a corrupt nightclub owner and his politician father. Moved by Manji's plight, she decides to protect him, setting the stage for a violent showdown with the criminals.
13.
The action sequences are intense, featuring thrilling fight scenes that maintain a non-stop pace of violence and bloodshed. Timo Tjahjanto's direction and Mohamed Irfan's choreography shine in this dazzling display of creativity, energy, and sheer brutality. Atlas.
Let's go, bitch.
Atlas is a futuristic sci-fi action thriller released this week on Netflix. The story follows a brilliant data analyst who deeply distrusts artificial intelligence. She embarks on a mission to capture a renegade robot with whom she shares a mysterious past. However, when things go awry, her only hope of saving humanity from AI is to trust it.
If we don't stop harm,
all life on Earth is doomed.
Everything I know about it.
The film also features a strong cast alongside Jennifer Lopez, including Sterling K. Brown, Mark Strong, and Simu Liu in a villainous role. Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F.
We're gonna need some backup.
Whoa! What are you
doing? I'm getting us some backup.
If you're a fan of 80s action comedy, Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F is a nostalgic blast from the past. Eddie Murphy returns as Axel Foley, and even after 30 years, he slips back into his wisecracking, street-smart persona with ease. This time, Axel heads back to Beverly Hills to save his estranged daughter from corrupt cops, and the film is packed with all the reckless chases, shootouts, and classic humor you'd expect.
We put our lives on the line every day. And for what? Comes with the job if you're doing it right.
Yeah, babe!
The movie cleverly balances old-school action with a modern twist, and of course, they didn't skimp on the iconic soundtrack. It's the perfect blend of nostalgia without feeling forced, much like Top Gun Maverick. If you're in the mood for a fun throwback that doesn't take itself too seriously, this one's for you. Badland Hunters. Badland Hunters is a sequel to the 2023 hit Concrete Utopia. This sci-fi action flick was released on Netflix at the beginning of the year, but many people still haven't discovered it yet. Set in a post-apocalyptic Seoul, the story follows a fearless huntsman, played by the legendary Ma Dong-seok, who must rescue a kidnapped teenager from a mad scientist conducting horrific experiments on children. The huntsman, along with his partner and a former Air Force sergeant, confronts the scientist's twisted plans, battling to free the captives.
야, 정신 차려.
With high-stakes battles, intense chase scenes, and a gritty, desolate setting, Badland Hunters promises a wild ride for action and sci-fi fans. While it trades the psychological depth of Concrete Utopia for more straightforward thrills, it's still an entertaining zombie action film with standout performances and top-notch practical effects. Fans of Ma Dong-seok's badassery won't be disappointed. 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes is a German Netflix original action film that packs a punch. The story follows Octavio Emilio Sacraia, a mixed martial artist fighting for more than just glory. He's trying to win back custody of his daughter after 7 years apart. On the day of her birthday, he skips a career-defining fight to prove he's ready to be a father. But that decision sets off a chain reaction, putting him on the run from dangerous enemies. Set against the streets of Berlin, the film combines relentless chases, intense fight scenes, and a ticking clock urgency. Directed by Oliver Kienle, it balances high-octane action with surprising emotional depth. While the plot isn't groundbreaking and has its implausible moments, the fight choreography and pacing keep you hooked. If you're into gritty action and real-time storytelling, 60 Minutes is worth a watch. Under Paris.
Une fête! Une immense fête!
If you're into wild, over-the-top creature flicks, Under Paris might be just what you're looking for. It's the kind of movie where the action only gets crazier as it goes on, like sharks causing chaos in the Seine. Directed by Xavier Gens, it follows marine researcher Sophia, played by Berenice Bejo, as she tracks down a deadly shark named Lilith. Somehow, this shark winds up terrorizing Paris, just as the city gears up for a big triathlon. Local officials, of course, brush off Sophia's warnings, setting the stage for pure chaos. The movie starts slow, but by the end, it's full-blown shark insanity. Some scenes are so outrageous, people will definitely be talking about them. Think Jaws meets Sharknado, bloody, over-the-top, and ridiculous in the best way. Uprising Up.
이대로 못 살겠어. 이 전화를 벗어났다고 내가 당스럽다.
Uprising is a Korean historical action drama set during the late 16th century Japanese invasions. The story centers on Cheon-yong, a former slave fighting for freedom, and his complicated relationship with his ex-master, Lee Jong-ryeo. When Japan invades Korea, chaos forces Cheon-yong to take charge of a militia made up of commoners. Adopting Jong Ryo's identity, he rises as a folk hero called the Blue-Robed God, with stunning cinematography and intense sword fights. This film blends historical drama with heart-pounding action that keeps you hooked from start to finish. Damsel.
You know nothing of our story. This.
Damsel, a fantasy film starring Millie Bobby Brown, hit Netflix in March. It tells the story of Elodie, a noblewoman who marries Prince Henry of the wealthy kingdom of Auria to save her starving people. But after the wedding, things take a dark turn.
The price is dear.
Elodie is thrown into a chasm as a sacrifice to a dragon, a centuries-old deal to protect the kingdom. Trapped in the dragon's lair, the film shifts from a fairy tale to a gripping survival story as Elodie fights to outsmart the beast and find her way out. Code 8, Part 2.
If you just put your hands up, we won't hurt you.
Code 8, Part 2 is the sci-fi action-packed sequel to the 2019 film Code 8. Set in the oppressive city of Lincoln, it picks up 5 years after the first movie. The story follows Connor Reed and Garrett Kelton, two individuals with special abilities navigating a city under heavy surveillance. The police have upgraded their tech, swapping out armed robots for non-lethal K9 units.
Maybe you'd think for a second about who you're talking to.
Connor, recently out of prison, is trying to keep a low profile, while Garrett runs a so-called ethical drug operation that takes advantage of people with powers. Things take a turn when a young girl named Pavani, who also has abilities, witnesses a corrupt cop killing her brother. Desperate for justice, she turns to Connor and Garrett to help expose the truth. If you haven't seen the first Code 8, it's worth watching to get a better grasp of the main characters and how the story begins.